Hello world, this is RandomFIX, and today I'm going to be talking about brakes and how you know if you need new brakes, if your rotors are warped, and indicators you should look for, possible problems, and what will happen if you don't go and fix them. So the first thing is, if you're driving and you hear a squeaking noise, right? It may mean your brake pad is actually touching the rotor, and some cars come with these little pins, and they're called squeakers. And what they do is they basically just touch the rotor. It'll make this high-pitched noise that you can hear. If you're hearing a grinding noise, that's bad. That means you might be metal on metal, so the brake pad is completely gone, and it's just the metal backing of it, and it's touching the rotor. And if you're driving and you hit the brakes, and when you're touching the brake pedal, your steering wheel just starts shaking like that. That means your foot pulses on the brake pedal as you're hitting it. It means that your rotors might be warped. Okay, so if you're driving and you're not touching the brakes and your steering wheel is still shaking, that may mean you need a wheel balancing. So different things. If you're touching the brake and your foot is pulsating and the steering wheel shakes at the same time, it means you have bad rotors. If you're driving and you're not touching the brake and your steering wheel is shaking, that means you need a wheel balancing. So if your brake rotors are warped, you want to get them serviced as soon as possible, and here's why. If you don't go and get them checked and replaced, what will happen is the caliper on the front brakes or the rear brakes, what will happen is it will break down prematurely. So as you're hitting the brakes, it's going in and out, and the pins on the caliper are going in and out all the time, and it may cause the caliper to seize. Either when you're driving, it might be pushed too far out, or when the technician goes to do the brakes or you go to do the brakes, you might be pushing the caliper in using caliper press. I'll include a link to the one I use that I highly recommend below. But you might end up with a very expensive caliper kit that you're going to have to put on, and then you're going to have to flush the system. So if your brakes are shaking, if your car is shaking when you brake, you might want to get it looked at. And the cool thing is, there's a lot of shops that will give you a free brake check, and you can take it to them and then get a second opinion from another shop if you want to make sure that what they told you is accurate. Not all shops diagnose the problem correctly the first time, and I know it gets to be expensive, so always be willing to get a second opinion on the repair. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the subscribe button. I would love to hear your thoughts and your experiences with the brakes, and thanks for watching.